Hi everybody, how are you? I just thought I'd pause. I'm just out for a walk, doing my 10,000 steps. So I'm just out for a walk at the moment. That's the reason why I've got my gym kit on. So I was listening to a podcast yesterday with Lewis Howes and Dr. Susan David, and it was such a great podcast because it aligned very much with my own thoughts around things like anxiety, self-talk, self-judgment, shame, guilt, all that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd give a little bit of some helpful advice. So my own mentor, Marissa Peer, has this great phrase, and it's words are powerful and your mind is listening. Oh my God, how true is that, right? But I want you to maybe look at the narrative that we have around mental health, around anxiety, particularly in PTSD. Bear with me, car going past. Trying to do a video. Okay. Anyway, okay, so I want you to look at that narrative, and there's two phrases that are like the shotgun that will basically kill you. Okay, and it's a belief about yourself, and those two phrases are these: I am, I have. Two phrases, think about that. I am, I'm not good enough. I'm different. I have anxiety. I have an inability to be able to communicate with people. And when you say I am or I have, you're making a statement about self in the present right now. So I wanted to give you a quick tip, because Susan David uses this amazing metaphor, and I love this, and she says, you are not the cloud, you are the sky. And what that means is that we're going to have things happen in our lives that are uncomfortable. We don't like them. You know, they make us scared. But they are the clouds, and we are not the cloud. They're the cloud that appears in our life. We're not the cloud. So I want to give you this tip, especially if you know anybody who maybe suffers with those familiar feelings of fear, of doubt, of dread. And I want you to do this. Instead of saying I am or I have, use this instead. So just use this as an interrupt and just see how you feel about that. So I am noticing that I feel anxious. I am noticing that I feel sad. I am noticing that this is happening to me. I have noticed that I have labelled myself with anxiety. I have noticed that I have labelled myself as fat. I have noticed I have labelled myself with whatever it is. And I want you to see the difference. I am and I have, without the notice, is the cloud. It is a belief that you have about yourself that is not changeable. It's something that you've owned. I've noticed goes, okay, this is where I am at the moment, but I've noticed gives choice. So once you've stepped into that fear, now you can make an action and a choice and trust that you can make that change. And often you need some help, all right? So one of the good things about working with a therapist, one of the good things about working with coaches is that, tracks coming through. The joys of living in the country. Okay, so one of the joys of working with a coach or a therapist is that they become that mirror that you need. They can allow you to kind of see things the way that maybe other people see. We're blinded often. So we will often go to people for help. We might go to our GP, we might go to a counsellor, we might go to a friend. But ask yourself this, is that when you're taking advice off those people, number one, what's in it for them? Are they just ticking a box? And this lane has no traffic on it, and there's like 3 tractors gone by already. Okay, so notice, are the words that they're using putting a label on me? Are the words that they're using ticking a box for a process that you're being put through? Or are they even going, oh, you're amazing, you're great, you're fantastic? Flattery, probably one of the worst things that you can do for somebody who's feeling unwell, because you're going, I don't feel amazing, I don't feel this. They never say, oh, you're amazing, because. They normally just say, oh, you're amazing, you're great. All right? So watch out for the flattery in there as well. So just look at that language. How are you speaking to yourself? How are people around you defining you? and drop some comments on this post. Let me know how you're going on. And if you find value from just that little exercise of, instead of saying I am or I have, you say I am noticing, or I have, or I am noticing this. Share it with somebody. Because that might be the difference between somebody who feels hopeless and that there is no hope, and somebody now reframing the way that their experience is. So drop some comments. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Do you think that will work? I know it works for my clients. I know it works for me. So what do you think? Is that something that you can use? Is that valuable? So let's get a conversation going. Because just because somebody has a doctorate, or just because somebody has status, doesn't necessarily mean that they're right. Words are powerful. Your mind is listening. Let me know how you go.